Now let's go to Victoria. Premier Jacinta Allan has announced a plan to cut down on the state's bureaucracy. It's going to be fairly severe cuts, Nick. Sources are claiming that more than 6,500 jobs could be axed from Victoria's 55,000 strong public service. This comes amid revelations that the state's wages bill has nearly doubled from when Labor first came to power. So we've gone from 18.8 billion to 37.5 billion. And that wages bill blew out by 3 billion in just 1 year. And it comes after a report by the state's financial watchdog showed that cost of major projects in Victoria had blown out by close to 11.7 billion. That's with a B, in just the past year. Nick, Victoria is in serious financial peril. There's no other way to describe the record debt.
Yeah, this 6,500 they're talking about, worst case scenario, that's just a drop in the ocean, Rita. You know, the public service in Victoria increased by 17% during COVID. And you'd expect after that, you know, people to go back to their normal day jobs. But no, it's kept growing since then. So this is a very small cut of a very large number of people that this government has put on to the payroll, and you bet your bottom dollar that they won't be cutting this in any logical fashion if they cut it at all. I mean, after all, the review is being led by a former senior Victoria public servant. So it's hardly Elon Musk, is it? You know, so I don't take this seriously, but there's certainly a need to cut. And you make the point about infrastructure, right? Their infrastructure products are blown out. Not only that, you know, you're not actually finishing anything in Victoria, are you? I mean, you don't want to come here and look at our railways and our tunnels. You'd have infrastructure envy here in New South Wales because we've just got the stuff down. They haven't done that in Victoria. So they're paying more, they've got a larger public service, and it's actually doing less. It's less effective. Something has to happen, doesn't it?
Oh, you would hope so. If you unleashed someone like an Elon Musk in Victoria, it would be remarkable the waste they would find. If you just give them a month, and I think things would sort out fairly quickly. But we don't have anybody like that. Before you go, talking about mad spending, it's been revealed that federal and state and local governments are spending madly. The expenditure is exceeding more than $1 trillion combined last year, even more than they were spending during COVID. And Nick, this exorbitant spending is certainly helping to keep inflation high and discouraging the RBA from lowering the cash rate further.
Yeah, I think people get this message now. People understand that inflation is driven by too much money circulating the economy, and if the government's pumping money in, then that's a big cause. So we get that sort of, tiny rate drop from the RBA this week, which I'm sure is welcome but very small for mortgage owners. But there's two ways to fight inflation. One is to raise interest rates. The other is for the government to cut its own spending. Well, the government hasn't cut its own spending, so mortgage rates have risen even higher than they should have had to. So, because the government can't cure its own spending habit, ordinary people with mortgages have to take the brunt of that. It's totally unfair.